Twitch, and there we go. So yeah, last time we made it all the way through the Shrine of Amana. That took a while, and that's part of the reason too. Is a little lower level than we're typically after the end game, and every little bit helps when you're doing a challenge run. We did have the 100k souls, very nice. Let's see, what do I spend this stuff on? Let's see, Dex could be good. We'll get a little bit more strength, maybe. And bigger 25 is a good place to stop on that. I guess maybe Faith all the way to 40. Seems pretty reasonable. You know, we get more lightning, get more bleed, maybe. We get one more bleed if I... No, this would be a couple more points than that. What if we go all the way to 40? Would that do it? Aha! 2 more points, but... Hey, that'll max out that'll just hit the soft cap on Faith too. So that'll do. Get our lightning urns, get everything else good to go. Right. Yeah, we made it all the way through Velstad, and first thing we'll be doing is, I don't think I ever went back to the Shaded Ruins, or Shaded Woods, to go, well, Shaded Ruins is right, to go talk to Creighton. So go ahead and resolve, since we're very little irregular time, this would be a good thing to knock out and give everybody else time to make it here. But yeah, we need to go find Creighton, because I missed finishing his dialogue in Huntsman's Copse last time. Let's go find him in Shaded Ruins. Then we'll head over to Brightstone Cove, do that. Go ahead and grab those engraved gauntlets too. That seems like a pretty good thing to equip. You know, it's kind of marginal. A lot of people pretty much only ever use that as their glove slot item, because they tend not to have, your hand slot items tend not to have a lot of stat bonuses. For a second, I thought that was one of those Mist Warriors. So the 5% chance of double damage ends up being a pretty substantial benefit, in the grand scheme of things. Okay, that could be good. Still obsessed with Kate. Yeah. I think I grabbed everything up and around here, too. Not sure I was going to get that backstab off. How about we not even bother with that? I watch where you're running the way back, too. It's easy to hit either that gap or the one on the other side and go ahead and drop into a bottomless pit. Uh-oh. And be able to use the bonfire if our friends are there. That didn't quite do it, did it? Let's see. How about... Aha! I just need to make sure that this guy doesn't do anything. And gotcha. Crisis averted. Then we head over to Brightstone Cove, and I think it would be this one. Yeah. Part of the problem with the challenge runs is you don't get to do any of the wacky boss soul weapons. We have the spotted whip, and that works okay, but it's like we have a lot of stuff we could trade into Ornifex, and it's like, yeah, don't really need to. More of those spiders as we're heading right over here. I was half expecting on that one to get, because yeah, if you get hit while you're on the zip line, you lose your grip and fall off. I guess poise doesn't help you much if you're dangling precariously. Look at the terrible damage these guys are doing. Okay, so basically the question here is whose armor set you want, because we didn't get paid to help the Lance Giant. And I'm thinking probably Creighton's is the one that fits a little bit better. So let's go ahead and wait for that. There we go. Hit him once to start the aggro, and then go ahead and backstab. They can hit you safely, but if you hit them enough times, it will aggro them. There we go. Ring of Thorns. Of course, you can already buy the better one from Agdane.
Serves you right.
I think we totally picked the right choice here, guys.
Take this. What's there?
Okay.
Just a small token.
I believe there's also a couple other goodies, too, in addition to the engraved gauntlets. So go ahead and get that as well. Lorax, there's one up to go to the bathroom, and then we get started. Yes. Well, hey, you're here. That's the important thing, right? Oh. Nope. I don't think that guy drops anything particularly useful anyway, but still. Now, what he's talking about is we want to hit, I think it's in... Oh, never mind. I'll show you this way. But it is the other corner. It should be this one right here, I think. Not bad. I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure that was a counter hit, but you can still. So we're going to use a torch to not have to worry about the spiders. Alright, let's go around. That's fine. Large shard, okay. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, here we go. I wonder if we can actually kind of break this open at a bit of an angle with the whip and see if... Nope. No way to go open up that one safely, it looks like. Yeah, I've been theorized maybe a bow would work. Yeah, you can go up to this far, but you have to use the den key to actually get the goodies. And... I'm kind of wondering if that... The spider had followed us all the way in, if that would have blown it up. Rusted coins, that's it. You use those to help increase your item discovery if you need to farm for specific items. Like if I had gotten this one first when we could have, I could have taken it with me to the Shrine of Amana and used it to try to increase the odds of getting those... That kind of works. Increase the odds of getting those Twinkling Titanites. But we had enough for our purposes anyway. I think we got the old whip all the way to 5, didn't we? Old whip 3. Old whip 5, yeah. Alright. And I guess we could go all the way in here. And is there anything in there we want from the Seldora Denki, or not Seldora Denki, the Duke Seldora's key room? Let's find out. Well, as always in Scholar, you can just ignore the spiders as long as you got fire handy. Which is, I imagine, pretty nerve-wracking when you get to this room, because opening up this door is another trap that causes a bunch of spiders to pour in on you. But if you have your torch out, I think you have to go all the way in here. If you have your torch out, they think the better of it and leave you be. Okay, so spells and the seeds. I think we'll just be nice and let's go ahead and use our homeward bone at this point. Okay. So now that we are the king of the ring, we can move on to some of the areas that were locked before. And where the plot sends you to next is Aldia's Keep. We're gonna go ahead and head there. That would be Belfry Luna. That's where that would be. And let's see, we get there from Shaded Ruins, right? Or the Ruined Fork Road, rather. So this is going to lead to where the Hippo and the Red Tearstone Ring are. And I don't recall if I fought that guy yet or not. I don't think so. But he won't be too much of a problem. I believe it's this one. The Hippo was not there in the original version. So I'm sure that was a pretty nasty surprise for people getting here in Scholar. Unfortunately, I do know he's there. Yep, there he is. Oh, that's right, because as long as we have the Notch Whip, we can't buff it. We can do this. Alright, come here, you. Oh, he was there all right. I should have waited to see his next move, because he probably would have gone for the grab. And it's not much damage. Yeah, they are vulnerable to poison, which is why I switched to the Spotted Whip. In addition, of course, to being able to get a bit more damage out of the Sunlight Blade. So I'm going to let him get some distance and let him start walking his way back. As the poison wears off, that'll be my cue to re-engage and reset the poison. Ooh. Yeah, kind of misjudged the timing there. Probably doing better on the runs if I was able. Oh no, I could just wait. Was probably doing a lot better on the challenge run if I try to play it all in one go, because I keep getting my timing a little thrown off when I come back in. Hey, Flython. Sunlight Blade looks so terrible. Yeah, yeah. It's the texturing or the highlighting on it is kind of silly. I think my favorite one was people using it on the what's that weapon called? The Crypt Blacksword, I think. The Petrify is no joke on those guys. But and the grape and lemon popsicles. Yeah, the spark flying animation part of it actually does kind of look okay, but once that ends and you just have the the yellow aura, then yeah, not so much. Make sure we're not going to get flanked as we do with this guy. We're good. Ah. Oh, you carried with the wrong whip, but that's alright. Man, Spotted Whip does good. It does a good job on poison, but it is kind of garbage damage-wise. Okay. One more hit. Lead will do. There we go. Gauntlets, okay. Yeah, the CN Knights have a pretty cool armor set. Oh, I still have the bleed ring, or the poison ring on from the Velstad fight. Okay. Another cool thing, too, is that when the doors close, you only have to switch the King's Ring one time. Then after that, the doors will open whenever you get close. Let's use the old whip for the time being. And yeah, it's your durability. Got that. Alright. Because we have a couple enemies to deal with. Got more of those petrifying guys. Matter of fact, poison won't help us much in this part, so just make sure we're geared up to deal with petrification. It looks like we are, except for the chest piece. Interesting. So, different. I don't think I got it to drop. Oh, yeah, I did use that one, right. Interesting. Oh, we'll use that. Yeah, we'll use that. It's got some poison, it's got some petrify resistance. And speaking of petrify, we want those petrified dragon bones. Let's switch those too. Because we want to get the Spotted Whip up to +5. Because boss weapons scale. They have that kind of. It's a multiplier is probably the word for it, but they get quite a bit stronger as you get closer to maxing them out, and they're kind of marginal up until then. Yes, we can take a couple hits now with this, which is good because of how long we stay open. We may need to take a couple hits. There we go. I think the brittle penalty for whipping certain enemies with the old whip is just a little too strict. Because yeah, on these regular enemies with a +2 ring, it'll last for a fair few hits. But you fight one heavily armored dude, and then it breaks in just a couple hits.
How goes your journey? I know not what you see, but I pray for yours. My name is Luca. I beg for him. My name is.
Ah, poor Lucy. We didn't do enough boss missions with her, so we're not going to get her set. Means if we wanted to, we could do Mercy Kill her, but that's a bit mean. Definitely not very Belmonty. Oh, I probably should have. wonder if mimics count or not. It looks like the durability is holding up pretty well. You think a giant treasure chest would count as a hardened enemy, but maybe not. I do know that they have different elemental resistances, whether they're made out of wood or metal, which I thought was always pretty cool. So we'll use Sunlight Blade works okay. We do have some Forlorns to fight, so we want to be able to buff up with that. I don't think they're vulnerable to poison. They might only be immune in. Yeah, just use that. In Black Gulch, because all the NPCs are flagged as invulnerable to poison there to keep you from being able to cheese them with the statues, which I always thought was ridiculous. I mean, if the terrain works on you, it should work for you as well. So get our bleed ready to deal with Azlatil. I was kind of wondered if maybe it was seeing her brother up ahead that finished her, road to being hollowed, or if she just, never quite made it that far. It can be a bit tricky your first time fighting him, but if you have any way of keeping reach on him, it's a pretty good way of dealing with him. And he doesn't have much poise, so you can stun lock him too if you're using another sword. Here we go. I think the big problem people have with him is trying to keep him at arm's length with another great sword or straight sword, and that won't work too well because he loves using those jump attacks, which track like crazy in Scholar. And if you try to get into a slugfest at a decent range with him, he'll just keep hitting you with those. He'll try to roll away unless your timing is really good. It's not going to work. Also, this is how you do the quest, quote unquote wrong. There's a bunch of messages here saying, pull back, don't do it. This ties in with the fellow and the other don't you dare. We're not going to let the game tell us what's what, right? But this triggers Navlan as a 5-time invader, and I think it's a lot more interesting for this run than playing along with his mission, because we don't really need anything he sells.
By the very gods, what have you done?
Poor Lucatil could never beat him, and you effortlessly chumped him. It's funny what the whip works really well on and what I have trouble with in this game. Oh, we can still buy from him. Huh. Let's see. Do we need any... That's kind of what I said, that we don't need any of this stuff. I guess... +2 Thunder, maybe? Could be good. Bonfire... Okay, oh, sorry, he sells Bonfire Ascetics. That could be good. And then Sorceries, which we don't need. I like goofy hats as much as the next guy, but I just don't think they fit.
By the very... You've really done...
Never escape him. So if we want to get the rest of his dialogue, we have to come back hollowed. I'm pretty sure I will die soon enough in here. So... Alright. Let's make sure we've got the stone ring. We'll need it for this part. And because the Forlorns are pretty tough customers, I think there are 2 Greatsword and 2 Scythe Forlorns here. I have not yet beaten a Scythe one with this character. Granted, that's a set of 1, but they are definitely trickier. Let's use a butterfly. Okay. We want to kill all 4 of them to get interesting things to happen. Hey, they love those jump attacks too. Let's see if an R2 will be enough to stun him. I'm guessing probably not. Yes, okay, will actually. Cool. At that point, what I'm trying to do is use this one, kind of keep range on him until he bleeds, which we can tell with that red aura on him. Okay, so that's not quite enough. That was a bleed. Then we can dance around some of these obstacles and switch to the old whip and use that to get some damage on. Wait for the bleed cooldown to come back, and then rinse and repeat. AI does not know how to handle those long-range whip pokes. It's pretty cool. You love the little flourish over the top there. That hits early in that animation, huh? Okay. Even an R2, even a two-handed one, isn't quite enough on its own there. But there we go. That's 1 out of 4 down. I guess since we will be heading straight to the next one. The torch lit now. As long as I don't get too close to the basilisk up on top, we should be able to go straight up to him. And right to the right. We'll be able to go straight up to the next guy without having to fight both of them. I'll just have to watch where I watch my footwork in that fight. Okay. There's more stuff over there too. Actually, I think, is that where the next forlorn is? In this one. Let's see. If I don't see a sconce, I'm not going to want to risk it. Oh, I see a treasure chest over there. I don't see a sconce back here. So let's move on and grab that first and then come back. Do I need... I think there are petrified dragon bones in one of those boxes. I probably will want to do that. Do I want to kill the hippo, too? We'll think about it. I don't know how many branches I have left, and how many I'm going to need. I've got 2. Yeah, I've got 2, so let's not risk it. All right. So especially since there's another guy to unpetrify right there, and that would... Okay, good, that worked. Man, I don't even remember what that guy gives you. Scholar added a few too many of the guys with branches, if you ask me. Okay. I want to say they added a mimic in here, but I don't remember for sure either. You can definitely tell how little I've played the late part of Scholar before with this run. Okay. All right, come here, you. Okay, so two-handed R1s will do it unless he's got like some boosted poise. I think jump attacks might increase your poise or something. Yeah, that must be it. They get extra startup poise for those jump attacks. All right, there's a bleed. Well, I think I heard some critical. Oh, I think there was a critical hit, that ka-chunk sound. All right. I need to remember too that I can whip through obstacles. Something that you very rarely get to do with the weapons in Dark Souls 2. Yeah, cool, got another one. That's a pretty meaty critical hit sound. I don't normally use engraved gauntlets, because I'm one of those people that thinks that, it's a 5% chance for some extra damage. Why don't I just go ahead and use a, something that's always on, and just do that instead. This guy's vulnerable to poison. Don't remember if he drops anything, but why not, right? I guess that's why not. Almost always does an attack and then the breath. Yep. And this is no exception. 3 do it? No, looks like we'll need 4. Yep. Let me switch to bleed. I must have missed a part of those Castlevania games where we had to switch, do different kinds of whips for different kinds of enemies. Let's see. Oh, just the timing there. But as long as you stay on his flanks, you're probably going to be okay. Because if he hits you with one swipe, the other one doesn't go quite all the way around. So you'll probably be alright. Alright. Let's see. Was there anything over there? No, that's the way we came. So that would be the way to get to the hippo. And getting behind him, the next floor down. I'm going to assume there's not really anything down there I care about. And we'll just go ahead and move on. Because basically there are a bunch of mirrors in that one chamber that Like I said, poking with a whip, that's like pushing rope? Also, I don't... does this do anything? I mimic. Let's go and give it a try. We have plenty of lockstones. Hey, Jagan. What is Order of Ecclesia? But not quite with whips, right? There's one that is on my bucket list to play that I've never gotten around to. Okay, these guys can drop the petrified dragon bones, so I'm going to switch to the covetous gold ring whenever we go to the room with a couple of them. All right. And the corner of my eye, the cage kind of looked like there was something, something sneaking up on me. Let's see. What was that? Huh. I thought there was something going crazy around here. Yeah, and the last two... Aha! And the last two Forlorn are in this half of Aldia's Keep, so I didn't explore the other way too much. We have one here near the secret room. And yeah, might as well tag the or light the bonfire, or rest at it even, since we're not going to be going back to that first part. And how about I remember to actually Sunlight Blade up, the next time. Oh, we're going to want some fire too. Deal with that one. Darksoulvania is going pretty well this time. Haven't died yet. Granted, we haven't had too many challenges yet, but okay. Now we're back to the greatsword, guys, and I believe they had a bit less poise. Yeah, they must have. They have the same fondness of jump attacks, but kind of dance them around. I think this was Ben's strategy too, kind of dance them around the torch sconce and use the. I think he uses Hade Spear to poke him past it. Oh, he's got the same thought. Okay, well, it was fun while it lasted. We got most of his health with those shenanigans. Not quite enough. That should do. There we go. You forget how little damage bleed actually does on the enemies with those big health bars. Let's get our daggers ready. Then we'll have... Oh, didn't mean to do that one. That's fine, though. No harm in getting a little extra health buffer to deal with these things. I think we managed to dodge every single one of these naked mole, rat, giant, evil dog things in the gutter. But yeah, they are nasty and have horrible hitboxes. But they bleed pretty well, though. Okay. I'll try to show it off with this other guy. The fact that you can be kind of like completely to their side. They attack in front of themselves and still hit you. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that with him. Okay. Alright, come here. So yeah, you see, that actually hit me. And what even was that? Yep. Yeah, it is completely ridiculous. Because you can kind of fake them out into attacking the wrong way. There we go. Alright. Everything must go. We had a bracing knuckle, stone ring, okay. Ladies! One of the first times I've done this one without being hollowed when the time to strip came up. The rat thing looks like it's wearing a hockey mask. Which rat thing, Lorax? What the heck? That thing, something up there? Huh. But yeah, that's another one down. Okay. Yep, nothing really of use there, but, well, we got a key, I think. Alright, let's do... Oh yeah, if any of you Even if you missed it, Sharon was kind enough to drop her hat. Let's do the crown and the dog things. Yeah. Oh yeah, it could be the spikes. Yeah, good catch. I didn't know if they'd actually do damage or not. Okay, we're gonna want defense again this time. Oh, we got our Imperious armor too. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, I don't think I showed off the fact that dresses and stuff are unisex in this game. Pretty neat. Okay, that'll do. And yeah, we had our gloves and pants. How are we doing on poise? That is 24, and that's none. I think we're going to want at least 40. I probably should have gone back and got the Drangleic set, come to think of it. Of course, Vengarl's poofy pants work too. Yeah, we'll just do that. That. Racing Knuckle, Ring of Blades, and Stone Ring. I might just switch to the Rat Ring after this one, because we're going to want to poison those big enemies, and we're going to want to do that. We're going to want to do that pronto. Oh, hey, Summer. You have an awesome voice. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'll largely keep track of the number of people who like Wayne's voice. That's about all I've got going for me. You guys have seen me play. Poor Ben is doing like the tears down his, his face thing. And well, we didn't get the petrified dragon bone, but we did get another goodie. How are we doing? Got 4 actually. Let me run back. Well, I should have enough souls to level up twice anyway. Let's go ahead and run back and cash those in, get our +4 whip, and level up too. Right, so we'll say hi to Emma. Oh, you know, while I was at Brightstone Cove, I should have got that last Estus shard I was talking about. Oh well. I must want to go up to another attunement level, actually. We'd have to get like attunement 40 to get another use of Sunlight Blade, so it's just not worth it. Some more stamina. And let's go get our whip upgraded. Yeah, and now take a look at the damage and poison on the spotted whip when we reinforce it. So right now we're looking at basically 150 and 173, and we're getting like over 20 attack power and another 13 to poison chance. That's pretty good, plus some scaling on top of that. I think if you actually have it equipped, yeah, you can check and see. You can see how much the stat will actually go up if you check your page. So we're definitely going to need to max that one out if I can get enough petrified dragon bones for it. I know Cloanne will sell a couple near the very end of the game. Of course, at the very end of the game, we're not going to have much else to poison. And Ashandra might still be vulnerable to it. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and finish up Aldia's Keep, I think. We have one more Forlorn. Let's go deal with him first, then we'll lure that hippo into the back and have him break open that passageway for us. And if any of you kind of have, like I mentioned, I don't remember this part of the game too well, but if there are any petrified dragon bones I've missed, feel free to let me know. And actually, we'll use Spotted Whip instead of Old Whip, so we can have room for this. Summer likes the Notched Whip Power Stance with really cool the 40 decks. Oh, Flynn Ring, yes. Yeah, I kind of wish I had. I was doing Shulva, because I would totally love to be using Flynn's Ring. Yeah, that one scales off of your maximum equip load in this game, not your actual equip load. So as long as you're below, was it 60? I think you actually get your full benefit from it. Right. Yeah, we definitely have the decks of Power Stance and Whips. I can go ahead and show that off. We can do Bleed in our left hand and Poison in our right. Let's also make sure I'm not walking into a trap here. There we go. Yeah, I love the stone ring for dealing with this stuff. As soon as poison kicks in, we should be able to just hang back and let that run its course. Or he might be immune to it. Oh, he must be. He must be immune to it. Oh, not quite. Just knocked a little too far out of range for that one. There we go. That is all 4 Forlorns defeated, which means that whenever we go back to the foyer, something interesting will happen. If you all haven't seen that yet, you might be wondering why it hasn't happened yet. If you've only played the original, there might be one passive mirror enemy, so that might just be Twinklies. Okay. Yeah, in that case, well, you know, I need to go back that way anyway, so that'd be a good time to show it off. Yeah, you need help from one of the big enemies to break this open for you. This is the... You know, I was starting to think that... I'm glad I didn't mention it, but in Harvest Valley, I was thinking that the mechanic they use of the needing the giant to break open that little passageway full of goodies, so they never use again. But actually, no, here we are. Yep, I can attack around walls and you can't. Oh, it's so great to be able to do that. You know, normally it's only enemies. I believe these guys can drop Smooth and Sulky, so it would be a fun thing to get another old whip. You know, power stance those, watch them both break in record time. Oh, whoa, that was close. Definitely glad I have my adaptability up a little bit more than usual. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Head back to that first part and check that lower area. And every time I pass by those two, it makes me think there's treasure in there, which there kind of is. I mean, you just have to kill them for it.